Woo! I hope you've got your seatbelts buckled because we're diving into a story so chaotic, so unbelievable, that if it didn't come from sources close to the situation, I'd swear it was made up by AI. Now listen. The streets are talking, and according to viral rumors that have completely taken over social media, Angela Simmons, yes, Angela, grown woman, fashion boss, daughter of Rev. Simmons, allegedly called the police on none other than GloRilla, in what some are calling a jealous revenge move to get back at Yo Gotti. I know, let that sink in. Now before y'all jump in the comments calling it fake news, let me be super clear, this is all alleged. But when you start connecting the dots, looking at the timeline, and digging into the motivations, this might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. From the mysterious 911 call, to GloRilla's brief detainment, to Yo Gotti's shady Instagram posts, and Angela's total social media silence, we're putting all the pieces on the table. And trust me, it's not just juicy, it's a whole soap opera. So grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's dive deep into this wild celebrity triangle that might just break the internet. On the night of July 24th, somewhere between 1:45 and 2:15 a.m., an emergency call came into the LAPD. The female caller claimed that there was suspicious activity involving a group of individuals outside a recording studio in West Hollywood. The dispatcher notes that the caller sounded panicked but composed and referenced possible illegal substances and a visible weapon. Within minutes, several patrol units were dispatched to the location. Now here's where it gets suspicious. Witnesses at the studio, including studio staff and nearby residents, all claim there was no disturbance. No shouting, no fighting, no visible weapons, and no threats. Just a group of people, including rapper GloRilla and her crew, leaving a session, laughing and chilling by their cars. Yet somehow, police were briefed with enough detail to temporarily detain GloRilla, question her for over 2 hours, and search her vehicle before letting her go with zero charges. Immediately, fans and bloggers started asking, who made the call and why did it zero in so specifically on GloRilla? And that's when a theory emerged, first posted anonymously on a Twitter or X account that has since been deleted, claiming Angela Simmons was the caller. Ask who else had motive. That one tweet lit a firestorm that's still raging today. To understand why people are even entertaining this theory, we need to rewind the tape and revisit the history between Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti. Their love story was one that fans rooted for from the beginning. When Yo Gotti dropped that iconic line in Down in the DM, and I just followed Angela Simmons, it wasn't just a bar. It was a public declaration that turned into a real-life fairy tale. Years later, in 2023, Angela and Gotti finally went public with their relationship, posting cozy photos, attending events arm in arm, and even vacationing together in Dubai and Italy. But by late 2024, eagle-eyed fans noticed the cracks forming. Angela stopped posting couple photos. Gotti appeared at events solo. Angela unfollowed him on Instagram. No official statement came out, but fans knew what time it was. The couple had quietly broken up. Still, there was no scandal until now. Sources close to Angela allegedly said she was blindsided by the breakup. She had believed Gotti was the one, and felt like she had finally found someone who respected her public image while still understanding her upbringing and ambition. Gotti, meanwhile, reportedly began investing more time into his label and artists, specifically GloRilla, who was becoming the face of female hip-hop under his CMG banner. That transition, some say, didn't sit well with Angela, especially once GloRilla started showing up in places where Angela used to be, like studio sessions, private dinners, and luxury parties hosted by Roc Nation and CMG. Some blogs even suggest Angela believed there was something more between Gotti and Glo, despite their professional relationship. And when that picture surfaced in June of Gotti and GloRilla sitting very close at a rooftop brunch, the internet went wild. And reportedly, so did Angela. Let's talk about GloRilla. The Memphis-born rapper has been on a steady climb since her breakout hit FNF, Let's Go, dropped in 2022. Her gritty southern delivery, fearless bars, and magnetic personality made her a favorite not just among fans, but within the industry. Yo Gotti signed her to CMG shortly after her rise, and since then, her career has skyrocketed. Tours, collaborations with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, and a social presence that keeps her trending nearly every week. With her undeniable charisma and loyalty to the CMG brand, many see GloRilla as the heir to the label's throne. and some suspect that her close relationship with Gotti may have blurred the lines between business and something deeper. While there's been no confirmed romance between GloRilla and Gotti, photos of the two looking comfortable and candid together, as well as backstage clips of Glo resting her head on Gotti's shoulder during a flight, have led fans to speculate. Which brings us back to the incident. If Angela did make that 911 call, was it driven by jealousy? Was it a warning shot? An emotional reaction to seeing someone she once loved move on with someone so close to his business and lifestyle? If so, this wouldn't be the first time emotions led someone to make a reckless move. But calling the police, that's not just petty, that's dangerous, especially in an industry where interactions with law enforcement can go left in a heartbeat. In the midst of all this, the person at the center of both women's orbit, Yo Gotti, has kept an eerily quiet presence. No interviews, no tweets, just one Instagram story that sent the internet spiraling. On the day after GloRilla's detainment, Gotti posted a black screen with white text that read, "Loyalty over love, every time." That was it. No context, no tag, no clarification, but fans took it and ran. Many believe it was a direct shot at Angela, implying that Gotti values loyalty and truth more than the performative love shown online. Others speculated it was aimed at GloRilla, possibly suggesting she crossed a line. But a third camp, and probably the most vocal, interpreted it as Gotti saying he knows who's responsible for the drama, and he's siding with the one who's been loyal to him and his brand. Interestingly, Gotti was seen days later hosting a CMG barbecue at his Memphis estate, and guess who was there, dancing and laughing on IG Live? GloRilla. Angela, on the other hand, hasn't been seen or posted anything public since the drama began. Not even a story. For someone who normally promotes her brand daily, that's noticeable silence. Social media did what social media does best. It exploded. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram were flooded with commentary, conspiracy threads, and video breakdowns. Hashtags like hashtag Angela Simmons, hashtag GloRilla, hashtag FreeGlo, and even hashtag 911 for Yo Gotti began trending within hours. TikTok creators began reenacting what they imagined the 911 call sounded like, complete with wigs, foam filters, and Angela's old Run's house clips as references. Some joked that Angela turned into Run's housewife, and others warned how dangerous jealousy can become when power and pride get mixed in. But it wasn't all jokes. A significant chunk of fans expressed genuine concern, especially about the involvement of police in a situation that could have escalated. Many pointed out the dangers of using law enforcement as a tool for emotional retaliation, especially against a black woman in the music industry. The discourse turned serious fast, with some demanding accountability if the rumors are true. There's also division in the fan base. Longtime Angela fans are defending her, calling this a baseless smear campaign and arguing that she wouldn't jeopardize her family legacy, business reputation, and public image over jealousy. Meanwhile, GloRilla's supporters are rallying hard behind her, saying she's the new target of an old guard that can't handle her glow-up. Now here's where things could go from gossip to courtroom. GloRilla's team reportedly contacted legal counsel within 24 hours of her detainment. According to one insider, they're exploring the possibility of filing a formal complaint against the LAPD for wrongful detention, and, more interestingly, investigating how the police were tipped off and why GloRilla was named so specifically. If it's determined that the call was knowingly false and malicious, the person responsible could face charges for filing a false report and causing public safety disruption. And we say if, Angela Simmons is proven to be that caller, it could mark the beginning of a major scandal for the Simmons family brand. Remember, Angela is not just a fashion influencer. She's a businesswoman, an advocate, and the face of multiple wellness and fitness partnerships. A public scandal tied to false criminal allegations would damage more than her relationship with Yo Gotti. It could seriously impact her business deals and family's reputation. At this point, the dust hasn't settled. GloRilla's out, safe, and seemingly unfazed, at least on the outside. Yo Gotti is remaining silent, but seems to be moving with quiet decisiveness, and Angela, still missing in action. Whether she's laying low on advice of a publicist or just trying to avoid the digital flames, we don't know. But what we do know is that the internet never forgets, and this situation just put all three of these figures under an unforgiving spotlight.